These are the exact steps I took to get 100K and 0% interest funding. Here are the following cards I was able to get. I was able to get a 70,000 credit limit on one of the Chase cards, one of the Inks. And then I was also able to get a 35K limit on a Citizens credit card, which is a NJ Bank. And these are both for 12 months. Understand that most 0% interest funding cards go from like as low as 9 to as high as 15 months. So it gives you a period to test your business, to make sure you're doing shit correctly and making money, which is the most important part. But where did I really start? I started with a credit score of 680-ish, something like that. Now, why was my score so low? It's because I had a lot of inquiries. I had like 10 to 15 inquiries. I had a debt of 5K in revolving credit cards that I just was struggling to pay down. So what was the first thing we took care of? We took care of these inquiries. How? You may be asking yourself, Gene, how the fuck did you take care of these inquiries? You can't just get rid of inquiries. Wrong. You could get rid of inquiries in 24 hours. The only caveat is that they can be linked to an open account. So let's say I had a personal Chase card of whatever, and that inquiry was linked to that open account. I can't get rid of it because it's an open account. But if it's just an inquiry and it's not tied to any open account, bro, get rid of that shit. What the fuck? 24-hour hack. If you need help getting inquiries removed, just reach out to me, bro. I have a 24-hour hack that we can just get rid of that real quick. Now, the 5K, your credit card debt, I can't help you with that. You're gonna have to find a way to get rid of that. But the way I did it is, I had a business plan, right? I was planning to sell on Amazon. I approached my cousin. I'm like, hey, I want to start this business. I want to do it through 0% interest funding, but I can't get to that 100K with this 680. So he helped me pay this 5K off. Then boom, my credit score shot up to like 700s, low 700s. Now, the issue I made was I took this credit profile at the time and I went to the banks. I went to Chase and I got one of the cards, one of the Ink cards, but I only got a 20K limit. 20K is not 100K. Why did I get 20K? Let's think about this. I was young, right? So my credit age was very low, right? I also had low limits. So they saw my credit profile as thin. Yeah, the score was okay, but it was very thin. And that's why they only gave me 20K. So how do we combat this when trying to get that 100K? The key is, boys, authorized users / trade lines. Same thing. A lot of people don't know that you can add these users to your profile. And with these users, it'll not only boost your credit score up, but it'll also boost your credit age and your limits. Artificially, of course. These authorized users in these trade lines stay on your credit profile for like a few months. And within that few month periods, that's when you hit the banks. That's when you apply for those Chase cards. And that's when you get that good limit. A lot of people don't know how to get these authorized users and trade lines to their profile. So if you need help with that, make sure to just book a call with me. The link is in the description and we can help you with that. These authorized users and trade lines pop up on your credit report super quick. So within, I believe it was less than a week, my credit score went from 700 to like 740. And then my credit age was like 15 years. And then my credit limits were from like, it went from here being like 5K, very low limits, to like 30K combined. And then we took this credit score and then we went to the banks. And first we hit Citizens. We were like, hey, Citizens, what's good? Boom, 35,000, right? Then I also applied for the Amex Plum, and then they were like, boom, another 20,000, right? Then we went to Chase again, and boom, 50,000, right? You see where I'm going with this? 740 they gonna throw money at us. And mind you, we already had this 20K card with Chase already. Do the math. That's way more than 100. 70, 105. That's 125,000 in 0%. Well, the Amex Plum is they don't charge you interest for like 60 days, which for me, I didn't get charged interest because I was selling on Amazon and your money flips so quick. So that 20K from the Amex was also 0% interest for me. So essentially I had 125,000 in 0% interest funding by simply just understanding how the credit game works and all the data sets. Another reason I got so much money in funding, because I knew what data sets the banks were looking for. Now, you know, boys, we do have to clean the whiteboard. I do like using this little spray right here because it just works fabulously. Gets rid of everything. That 740 credit score wasn't everything I used to get all that funding, to get that 125,000. I also used, I know I'm writing sideways, but whatever, who cares? Data points. Banks are looking for specific data points. When you go to these banks like Chase, they're not gonna tell you this, but the specific data points they're looking for are very, very specific. And if you, by mistake, don't put these data points, you're cooked. So when you're going to these banks like Chase, like Citizens, like Wells Fargo, like Bank Bofa, Bank of America, they're looking for specific points. And if you're not in the credit game, you're not gonna know these things. And obviously, I can't give them out for free. I'm sorry, you know, I'm looking out for your best interest, trying to get you the most funding. I can't just give you these things for free. So yeah, getting that 100K and 0% interest funding, at the end of the day, it was easy. It was easy when I understood the game. If you don't understand the game, it's gonna be hard for you. And you're gonna get like 20K like I did at the beginning. And you know, I'm the first to admit that I was wrong. I didn't know the game. And then when I started to learn things, that's when I started to succeed. That's when I started to get that good money from these banks. So if you guys are trying to get a lot of 0% interest funding, just book a call with me. You don't pay anything up front. As I clean my whiteboard. But you only pay us once we get you results. We do a commission fee on the back end after you get that money. This was the exact guide I took to get 125,000 and 0% interest funding. And if you're looking to do the same, you know what it takes. Lock in.